Good morning, everyone. Got another little political commentary for you here this morning. And I want to talk here a little bit about Trump and what people are calling his racist tweets. I don't think there was anything racist about it, but the news media has picked up on it. What happens is the news media and politicians up in D.C. and throughout the country, they tend to try to make mountains out of molehills and go off the deep end. President Trump is an American citizen. Yes, he is the president, but he still has a right to say whatever it is he wants to say. And I don't think that his tweets were racist. I think that his tweets were right to the point. The fact of the matter is these liberal Congress women trying to change the United States in their liberal ideas and trying to degrade the United States and our institutions. I don't think it's correct that they are doing that. But once again, they have a right to speak, and they were elected, and they have a right to say whatever it is they want to say. Of course, Trump has that same right. And what it is, it's just a war on words. And it's just him saying things and them saying things. And there's not a whole lot to it. Washington and the news media, they have to have something to talk about. So this gives them something to talk about. And this is just a little stink storm that's going to blow over here in a few days or a few weeks. The House did something very rare. What did they do? They condemned, or they started condemnation procedures of what Trump said. I don't think what he said was wrong, and I think any of the GOP senators or congressmen that are disagreeing with what he said or coming out against what he said, I think they're nailing nails in their own coffin, because you do not go against your party. You can open your mouth and support your party, but if you don't necessarily agree with what someone in your party says, the best option is to keep your mouth shut. And point number 2 there is this one word is a telltale sign that Trump is being dishonest. Now this comes directly from the CNN homepage. Both of these things that I've got displayed on the screen here, this one and the next one, and I'm just doing a little commentary based on what was published on CNN. People are always looking at tics that people have when they're talking, and people say when someone is lying, they'll look away or they'll blink their eyes. I mean, people are always watching for that. There might be something to that. This one word is a sign that Trump is being dishonest. I don't think Trump is being dishonest. I think he's just telling things the way he sees them. And once again, he's a citizen. He is the president, but he has a right to say whatever it is he wants to say. And if he gets totally out of line, then the Congress, the House of Representatives, plus also the Senate, can do something about it. They can issue a condemnation, and they can actually do something about what he says. But once again, it's just because the House condemns what someone has said, there's not much teeth in that at all. I mean, yeah, if you issue a condemnation for someone's speech time after time after time and they don't settle it down, then you can possibly impeach them. But this is something that's a long, drawn-out thing. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, the Democrats may be digging their own grave by doing this stuff. I think Trump is a genius. I think he's playing these people, and I think he's not only playing these people, but he's also playing the news media. Trump likes controversy. He likes to get people on edge. Now, Anderson Cooper, I used to think that you were a good news reporter, but your agenda appears to me to be anti-Trump, anti-establishment. Anderson Cooper, I wish that you and a lot of other people in the news media would report the news and not be commentators of the news. Most of the news reporters out there today are not really news reporters. They're commentators giving their own opinions on the news. What the American people would like to see, and what I would like to see, we would like to see more news reporting and less commentary, less what you think. We have minds of our own, and we can use our minds. We don't need you telling us this isn't some drunk idiot. It's the friggin' president. Anderson Cooper, don't you think we know that? Can't you stick to reporting the news and quit being so anti-president and anti-establishment and stuff? Just stick to reporting the news and try not to be a political pundit and try not to get in the corner of the liberal democratic establishment. You're ruining your reputation, Anderson Cooper, by being one-sided. This is, in my opinion, you're a one-sided news reporter, and it's going to hurt you in the future. You need to be a moderate. You need to come down. If you want to come down hard, you need to come down hard on both sides, not just one side. And it appears to me that you're a one-sided news commentator, and that is you're on the side of the Democrats. And that's not going to bode well for you in the future. You need to be balanced. Democratic lawmakers introduces articles of impeachment. They can do that all day long. All they're doing is making smoke, giving the American people and the news media something to talk about. It's not going to happen. It is absolutely not going to happen, people. And I think the Democrats, what they're doing is they are helping Trump when they do this, because if you see someone getting whipped on by a lot of people, then people will come down on the side of the person that's being whipped on. So the bottom line is the Democratic lawmakers, the Democratic congressmen, they need to leave Trump alone, and they need to get their act together and go ahead and determine who's going to run against Trump. Because right now, in my opinion, you're just playing into Trump's hands. I mean, he's playing you and he's playing the news media. And you guys aren't smart enough to see it. Cuomo shuts down Trump supporter for spinning racist tweet. Listen, once again, another one-sided news commentator. I wish you one-sided news commentator would shut up and try to show that you're not a one-sided news reporter and news commentator. I mean, try to be balanced. My goodness. Trump voter, I'm glad he said what he said. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of glad he said what he said too. I mean, he's getting under the the skin of these congressmen and congresswomen, and he's playing them. You guys are being played. You just don't know it. And Trump has met his match when people are probably talking about Alexandria Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez. Maybe that's true, but and they could be talking about Pelosi. I'm not sure. That's just an opinion of some body writing there for CNN. I'm not sure that Trump has met his match. I think that, like I say, I think Trump is playing them, and I think that they're playing right into his hands. The best thing they could do when Trump says something like this is to ignore it. I mean, he's trying to get news. He's trying to get attention, and the best. It's just like a little baby laying on the floor, pouting and throwing a temper tantrum. Worst thing you can do is pay attention to that little baby. Let that little baby throw that temper tantrum. Just keep throwing it and keep throwing it and keep throwing it. And eventually that little baby will realize that he's not doing any good by throwing a temper tantrum because nobody's paying any attention to him. So the bottom line is Trump will say something and these people will jump on it. Anderson Cooper plus Don Cuomo and a lot of these other folks that will jump on it. I mean, that's the way a lot of these people make their living, is by taking what somebody says, whether it be the president or somebody else, and blowing it all out of proportion. And a lot of these Democratic lawmakers, they're doing this just to get attention themselves. They're jumping on what he says and spinning it all out of proportion, just to make political points themselves and just to become more famous. And once again, I think that they're being played. Of course, they're playing a game too. And the game that they're playing is getting more attention for themselves. So once again, that's my political commentary for today. And I hope you folks enjoyed this little political commentary. I'll be doing some more of these in the future. But once again, thanks a lot. You folks have a nice day. And if you enjoy my channel and my political commentary, please subscribe to my YouTube page. I certainly would appreciate it. Thanks, and you folks have a nice day. And let's try to keep up with the news and learn a little something. And I really have. I enjoy the news, and I enjoy doing these little political commentaries for you folks. So please subscribe if you would. Thanks. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks.